Welcome back to another quick review. I'm not at my setup today. We're about an hour and a half away. And you know what that means? We're back outside. Hell yeah. Today we are talking about Spider-Man Brand New Day. Now, I saw this movie about 2 days ago now, Thursday night, at like 9:30 p.m. Didn't get out of that movie. It's like 12:30 a.m. Um, And so I've had 2 days to think about it and 2 days of forgetting to make this review. And my thoughts overall come out to this. This is one of my favorite live action Spider Man movies. I think it's my second favorite live action Spider Man movie. Um, it's really good. I, for context, I'm not the biggest Spider Man guy, right? I've I love Marvel. I love comic book characters. It's just comic books in general. But I was never the biggest Spider-Man guy. I grew up with, um, when my formative years in my life, was when TASM was coming out. And TASM 1's good. TASM 2 is not. And I saw that movie in theaters as like a 7 or 8 year old. And so Spider-Man just never connected with me as much as other Marvel characters, and especially as much as DC characters, right? So, both Peter and Miles. So, as, this not big Spider-Man guy, I was still excited because I love Marvel stuff, but my expectations weren't through the roof like my friends were, who I saw it with, and I was blown away. This is 1000% Tom Holland's best Spider-Man movie. And I don't think you can really argue that, just in my opinion, right? Because I rewatched all three of them in preparation for this movie. Homecoming is good, but it has its issues. Far From Home has a lot of issues. I still enjoyed it, but it has a lot of issues. And No Way Home doesn't hit the same, if not in the theater. It's still a great movie. Don't get the twist. It's still a great movie. It doesn't hit the same. One thing I loved about Brand New Day was the level of maturity that it has, the level of maturity that its tone, that it's like this plot points and its tones carry throughout the entirety of the movie, and I think it blends that well with humor that delivers a pretty good characterization of Spider-Man. I think this is the best characterization of Spider-Man in an MCU movie. It's like you see a level of emotion, you see what Peter's going through, and then also using humor to cope with it, or just trying to feel better. Like it's really interesting. Like the two sides of the character come out in the tone of the film, and I think that's really cool. If you want to talk about, story and whatnot, I really enjoyed the story of this movie. If there was one thing that I kind of wish was a little bit better, I think was a little bit underbaked. It was it's actually two things. One of them was the introduction of Sadie Sink's character, who we all know who it is, right? I could just say it because this is like spoilers, going forward. I'm gonna talk about spoiler stuff because um, I mean, might as well. This is a quick review. I want to talk about it. The introduction of Jean Grey was very interesting. It was a little bit weird. I didn't think they'd actually introduce her, or they wouldn't. I didn't think they would drop her that early into the movie, but they did. It was a little bit weird. It felt a little rushed, but as time went on with the movie, I actually really liked it. I actually really liked how they did it. They just kind of dropped her and called it a day, and just let the movie focus on her and her development and build her out rather than just keeping her in, as a mystery the entire time, which is completely fine. And then the other thing that I thought was a little bit underbaked was the organic spider stuff, like the people becoming half spider, getting like organic webs, like that, the powers. I think that plotline was a tiny bit underbaked because you kind of forget about it. They kind of like throw it away, like, or not throw it away, but like push it aside for a little bit. Um, During a certain point of like the last third of the film, they kind of push it aside until this big moment, which is really cool. Oh, really, really cool. The are you Peter Parker or are you Spider-Man moment? Um, during when Peter's trying to save Jean, right? And he says, "I'm both." That's a really cool moment that I think would have hit harder if we got a little bit more time to um, be with, to see Peter's struggles with these new powers, right? And we do get a lot of time to see it, but I don't think it was enough to warrant that moment, you know? Or warrant that moment that it wasn't enough to warrant that moment being like a 10 out of 10 moment. It's a 9 out of 10 moment, but it's not a 10 out of 10 moment, you know? And even then, I don't think that plot line really took away from my enjoyment of the movie. I love Peter's dynamics with, obviously, Ned and MJ are back, and the ending with Ned is so cool. I loved it. It was just so heartwarming. And MJ, that entire storyline was so sad. Jean Grey does some effed up stuff, but the entire plot point is like, it was so sad to watch. Like, so sad seeing Peter struggle with his emotions regarding MJ and Ned, but specifically MJ, and having to essentially let her go, but then, try and restart a life with them, like restart their friendship, their development. I think that's really cool. And I'm excited to see where that goes in a future movie if we get another Spider-Man movie, which I might imagine we will. This movie's about to make like $2 billion. Sony ain't letting that thing go. Sony ain't letting Tom Holland go anytime sooner. But yeah, and then I think the last thing I kind of really want to... Oh yeah, his relationship with the policewoman. I can't remember her name, nor can I remember the actress's name for the life of me. She does a really good job in The Bear. She was phenomenal in that show. I just can't for the life of me remember her name, but I think that relationship is great. Hey, start putting superheroes. Please keep pairing superheroes with people that look like me, with people like with black people. I think that's such a cool dynamic, seeing Spider-Man and this character, and then Batman and Jim Gordon in the Batman. This is like really cool dynamics. I actually really love that. I really love these dynamics. They're a lot of fun. These characters having to stand up and protect the superheroes. It's such a fun dynamic that I love. And so yeah. The last thing I really want to talk about is the look of this movie. Daniel Cretton does a great job with the look. It's the best looking live action Spider-Man. One of the best looking live action Spider-Man. I won't say it's the best, but it's one of the best looking ones. It has some of the best web swinging I've seen in a Spider-Man movie. Some of the best just action in general that I've seen in a Spider-Man movie. This movie just like, there's for a little bit it's not like any different, but then there's like a couple of sequences in the second half of the movie that are just mind-blowing to look at. It's so much fun. So yeah, overall, Spider-Man Brand New Day gets like a 9 out of 10 movie for me. It looks great. It's great plot-wise for the most part, and just overall is a worthy fourth movie. It is a movie that it warrants going out and seeing it. Unlike, other fourth movies in like big franchises like Thor: Love and Thunder. God, that movie sucks, right? It is a worthy fourth movie, and I would highly recommend going to watch it because it is so good. That's it for me for this quick, almost 10-minute, quick review. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time. Goodbye.